of a sudden it's deep in the game, and it's going to be tough to score off their late inning guys.
Sand at the island man.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Kansas City, we're all about to get jacked. And for the love of sweet baby Jesus, will you please keep your negativity to yourself? Good God, people. 98% of the people that responded when I was posting about Jake Caglione last night were super positive. But you know how I am.
You look at the bad
I take
ones.
a magnifying glass and look for all the negativity. But there are just some people just scared to death. Oh, what if he struggles? I don't know.
Only one way to find
what
out.
if you walk out of your house and a piano falls on your head, like in the cartoons? I don't know.
Should I not walk out?
What do you do?
I can't walk out.
What do you do? Those are just like the last two I got. Here's a hypothetical. What if he struggles? Like I don't know.
More than they're struggling already?
I don't know. I don't know. If you want to think that way, if he struggles, then he'll get sent back down. I don't know. Is that what you want me to say? I don't think we need to do mental gymnastics to figure out what happens if he struggles. But guess what? What if he doesn't?
What if the Royals score more than none runs?
What if he hits? Look, it's time. It's time. And we're going to see it happen. And I'm very excited about it. I wish they were playing tonight. And they're not. They play in St. Louis tomorrow. And so that's very exciting. But, look, who am I to tell you what to do or how to handle things if you're a Royals fan? But enjoy this. Embrace it. You got yourself one of the top prospects in all of baseball. And right now, the best power prospect in all of baseball. And that really doesn't happen very often. Like Bobby Witt Jr. was one of the best prospects in baseball and one of the best all-around players in the minors. And now he's one of the best all-around players in Major League Baseball. But he's not one of the best power hitters. But so what? That's not what he is. He's a great baseball player. Jake Caglione is the best power hitting prospect in all of baseball. And he could come up when he matures, when he fully realizes his potential. And I know it's very difficult. Trust me, the Royals have shown it's very difficult to hit home runs apparently at Kauffman Stadium. But this is a 40 home run guy, banging out homers. Something special, something different. The Royals haven't had that very often in our lives. Remember, Steve Bye-Bye Balboni had a death grip on the single-season home run record for years and years at 36. We used to laugh and kid about what if a Royals player hit 40 home runs?
What if?
Now, things have opened up since then. It's happened. But you don't see it with regularity like with other franchises and other teams. And so this is a unicorn for the Royals and their organization. And, I mean, when he hits them, he hits them. They're not scraping the top of the wall, baby. And it's going to be very, very exciting to watch this. So I hope you embrace it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're excited to watch the Royals and the Cardinals play. I hope people put their butts in the seats on June 10th when the Royals take on the Yankees. And look, is he in a perfect world, which we don't live in, the Royals wanted to bring him up while the team was hitting well. They wanted to bring him up and add him to an already hot hitting team. Well, here's what happened. The Royals also are contending for a playoff spot. And their offense, my apologies to anyone who's a part of it, but right now their offense blows. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Their pitching is terrific. And their offense has just been inconsistent and not good enough. And so did they want to wait a little bit longer? Sure, they probably did. But you got two things working against that idea. Number one, he's raking. AA, AAA, whatever. Okay? He's raking. And so he's demanding that you call him up with his play and with his performance. It's not just all right. He's raking. Hitting the ball out of the park. Okay? And at the same time, the Royals are hanging around. They're in the playoff race. And they've shown that their pitching is good enough. More than good enough. Their pitching's excellent. And the offense has done everything possible to show you that they are not good enough. You could talk about the sample size. You could talk, well, last year there was no indication of this happening. Well, it doesn't matter what happened last year. It matters what happens right now. And they are, listen, we just watched 2 1-0 games. Now, Detroit, you can say, well, Detroit was involved in those games too. Detroit's 39-21.
Scoring almost 5 runs a game.
There's no reason for them to push the panic button right now. They're good. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Royals. They hope everything stays the same. They like the status quo. No, Royals, hey. Play the slow hand with Jack Caglione. You don't need that. Just go there. You're fine. If you're Detroit, you love it. But the Royals, it's just not good enough. It's not. And you can't say with a straight face that, yes, we're serious about contending for the playoffs and continue to watch that offense offer little or no support to an excellent pitching staff. Can't do it. It's a crime that Chris Bubich lost yesterday. It's ridiculous. Right now he's pitching as if he's the best pitcher in baseball. And very rarely do they give him any run support. That's awful. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts.
Can't do it.
He scored on a wild pitch too.
Can't do it.
Too much.
Wasn't even
And that was the backbreaker.
yeah.
Like the 1 run, I don't know if they can come back from this one. You know you were thinking. Were you thinking that? Were you thinking that?
One's enough.
Be honest. Did you see that? 1-0 feels like 5-0.
Might be a game.
It feels right.
Might be the game.
It feels like 4 or 5. They're like, I don't know about that, because then they got to score 2 to win it.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe they could scratch 1 across, but 2. I don't know what these noises are, but I make them.
Those are the noises.
Can't do it.
And so you've got this young boy, man, that's built like a Greek god, that is powerful and is a tremendous prospect that can come up and offer your team something it desperately needs. He brings power, as Leabo says.
That's how I say it.
You say it in the halls, you say it in your office, you say it on the show.
They need someone to bring power.
Okay?
He's bringing power.
He's bringing power. If you said it once, you said it 1,000 times.
I have said it 1,000 times.
And so,
He's bringing Powell.
damn it, it gets me off track. So,
He's bringing Powell.
That'll fix it.
look,
It's time, young man. It's time to take your diapers off and go to work.
are we going to see some rough patches with Cags? Yep, sure we are. Are we going to see some monster home runs? Yep, we're going to see that too. Is it going to be a lot of fun? You bet. Are you going to do whatever you can to be in front of the TV or the computer or the iPad or your phone whenever he's up at the plate? I don't know. I am. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to watch every single at bat. That's going to be fun. I'm fired up. So enjoy it. Have some fun. Let's go. And maybe, just maybe, he's good to go. There's only one way to find out. Are you got a problem with him coming up now?
No.
You got a problem with
No.
Say it now.
I don't.
If he struggles this week, next Monday, I don't want Mr. Todd I told you so coming in here.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I don't want to say desperation, but it's desperate. I mean, you cannot waste an opportunity with the pitching staff they have to not try to go back to the playoffs.
No.
You can,
This
you can
organization
absolutely say desperate.
has shown that if you get in the playoffs, good things can happen.
I think desperation would be if he wasn't really showing that he was ready down there at AAA and wasn't putting up monster numbers, and you still called him up.
Oh, but it's desperate times.
Oh, the
Right.
offense is desperate.
But to say it's desperate takes away from him deserving the call up.
No,
He
it's
is
definitely
it's not,
forced the hand.
it's
He
not a
is-
desperate move, but it's desperate times.
he has forced the
Okay.
hand by being good.
But it's not a move of desperation because he has shown that he deserves a call up. Right?
Absolutely,
He
no.
deserves it.
But it is.
It's
time for desperation.
It's
yeah.
time to go.
Right.
If the Royals had won all three of these games this weekend and scored 6, 5, and 4 runs, then he's probably not getting called up.
Well, they've done
These last
they've done
two
everything
games,
they could.
But
to
this was
point.
against Detroit,
Yes.
and they lost a game in the standings in the division.
They have,
And they
against
couldn't
Detroit
score.
this year, they've scored 15 runs in 7 games. That's 2 point barely anything runs per game. And if you want to measure yourself against Detroit, which is maybe
why
the
wouldn't
best
you?
team in the American League, I think they're better than the Yankees. You have got to do better against them, and if you can't score, the crazy thing is the 2 times they've beaten Detroit was the times that Scooball started, which is wild.
But Jesus Christ, will someone please save me from this? Now somebody's just
look.
saying in, let's remember George Brett made the 73 roster, but was sent down to Omaha. If you're going to have that approach to this and to life, stop watching baseball. Okay, yes, I can give you examples of guys getting called up and hitting right away. I can give you examples of guys having to go back to the minors like Mike Moustakas. Yes, we can do this all effing day. Do you know how many times Jake Caglione's been called up? None. This is the first time. Okay?
They were trying to make you feel better.
No.
No, they were
it's
trying to make you
not.
feel better. It's trying to make you say that. Look, even George
No.
Brett struggled and made the
Who's
Hall
trying
of
to say
Fame.
he's not ready?
No.
So when do you want him to be ready?
I think you need to read that as this could be George Brett.
I'm not. I'm not reading it that way. Because I just said, if they're listening to the show, I just said, don't send me these things.
Now you're asking
And
for
so
it.
then, well, here, I'm going to send this.
Ask for him.
No,
hey,
I don't
everybody,
want it.
please send them.
I don't want it.
Well, that means they won't. And
I don't want it.
they're gonna send them.
I don't want your negativity. Take it somewhere else. I mean, what are we doing here? You know what?
I think most people are excited about this.
Yeah, let's stop paying attention.
You
to
don't
that.
dwell on the negative.
Just stop paying attention to it.
Dwell on the positive.
Just don't pay attention to it.
The crazy thing is
Screw 'em.
not as it's a whole get to wait till tomorrow night because he's not officially called up yet. The Royals have not officially called him up and all that stuff, but he's coming up, and he's going to be in St. Louis, and it's going to be wild. But we're just going to have to deal with the next couple of
Here
days,
we
and you
go.
need to get out of those mentions.
There we go, Wall Street 20. In an attempt to try and balance out the doom and gloom crowd as a cheerleader put kegs in the home run derby. That's what I'm talking about. Wall Street 20, me and you can Me and you can do business. Me and you can party.
You're already running Bobby Witt out of it?
There we go. Me and you can roll on a Friday night.
Can you have 2 Royals in it?
That's
you
my
can.
approach. You know? We got to be positive. That's all. That's all I'm asking. You do whatever you want, whatever. I'm going to choose. I'm so excited for this. Jake, you were skeptical earlier. Are you excited now? Are you fired up for this?
Oh, I mean, skeptical was. I mean, I don't think I was skeptical. I just was.
Well, I was early on everything. I know there should have been skepticism.
I mean,
with my
I think I said a
proclamations.
few weeks ago. I said that, you know, Target would be this Friday
Right.
against the White Sox. I'll take it early.
give him a crack at the White Sox. That's right.
That's coming up.
But are you good with this?
Oh, I'm great with it.
When you saw this, did you think, oh no?
No, absolutely not. I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, it's time.
It's time.
Right.
Yeah.
I was hosting for Petro, not last Thursday, the
Bragger.
Thursday before,
This guy's bragging.
and Passon was on, and I asked him, well, how long does he need to be there? When can you call him up? And he said now, and that was not last Thursday, the Thursday before. I mean, because he's ready to come up, and the Royals are ready for any sort of help. And I do know that just putting him in this lineup isn't going to make this lineup all of a sudden be great. But it's a domino, right? If he is up and that gets a little protection for someone else, and that is a little more protection for someone
Well,
else.
it's just
and
power,
the
man.
all,
The guy has
all that
power.
stuff.
The guy has power. He can go yard at any point in time.
Right.
And there's
You know-
nobody like there's right now the way these bats are going. There's nobody in the lineup who's really hitting like that, or a threat.
Well, I mean, they don't even get enough hits either. I mean, it's just all of it. Their outfield has been. They've made some moves. You know, listen.
Right.
3
That's what I'm
weeks ago,
saying.
we were all like, cut Hunter Renfroe, and they did
Right.
finally. But they can't do it all like
No,
that.
But
and, it's-
they've done everything they could possibly do
in
to
baseball
this point.
terms, this is all have been very quick. You know, when you look back in like 2 years ago, remember that like 2-week stretch where they cut Hunter Renfroe and they brought up John Rave, and Rave's probably going to go down for this. This would probably be the thing, right? He was probably up here placeholding, you know, which is
In Lofton.
that's the Lifer Loft and one of them. You know, I don't
Right.
know what it's going to be, but so this has been quick, but we've been living it. Running through it every day,
Right.
talking about it for 4 hours a day, so it seems like it's taking forever.
But also, don't forget that they didn't wait too long on MJ Melendez. They got Waters up here pretty quick. They've done they have been proactive.
They've been trying to push the
They've
buttons.
been proactive.
Jesse Newell posted this, and this is almost unbelievable, but it's reality. He posted this last night. There are 8 players this season who have hit 2 or more home runs at Kauffman Stadium. Of the 8, 3 are Royals.
Wow.
There are 8 players this season who have hit 2 or more home runs at Kauffman Stadium. Only 3 of them are Royals. Home run leaders at the K this season. You want to hear this?
No.
Do you want? I mean,
I don't. But
Jake, you want to hear this?
you're going
Not
to tell me.
particular.
These are
Particularly.
home run leaders at the K this season.
I think
I know
that'd be good.
Vinny's hit 2 at the K.
That'd be good not
Okay,
knowing
At
this.
least.
There's 3 guys that have hit 3. Jordan Beck, Colorado, Bobby Witt Jr., and Vinny Pasquantino.
That's it. And
No.
there's 2 Royals
And then the
that have hit 2.
guys that have hit 2. Kyle Lisbell
Kyle
somehow.
Lisbell's- I know. I remember being out there when he hit one.
Kyle Manzardo of Cleveland, Ty France of Minnesota, Ellie De La Cruz, Cincinnati, Tyler Stevenson, Cincinnati.
That's it.
Yeah. That's your leaderboard right now for home runs at the K. Those are the only players that have multiple home runs this season at Kauffman Stadium. That's like, I don't know, what's the word,
Astonishing.
right?
It's June. This season started in March.
How many home runs have the Royals hit at home this year?
Well, you just told me about
Okay, I'm just going to give you
6, 7, 8.
just
You
a
told me
rule of
about
thumb here.
8 of them.
Okay.
Okay.
The Dodgers lead the majors with 54 home runs at home.
I'll say the Royals have hit. It's going to be this may be too ugly. 12.
14.
11.
Hey,
11?
Then what's the next worst?
Oh, probably 28.
There's another team that's real bad.
Oh, Colorado.
No.
No.
White Sox.
No, Pirates.
Oh, Pirates.
But they have
don't hit-
18.
That's
They have a 7 home run lead on the Royals.
Not for long.
Right.
He's not going to hit any home runs at home this week.
And I understand. I understand the Royals can't become, murderers row. They can't become this home run hitting team. Well, they can't. But Mike Boddicker said it perfectly when he was on the show on Wednesday. He said you have to have someone you fear. It changes the way a pitcher approaches the lineup, approaches the game.
It's all connected.
You have to have someone there in that lineup where you know if I make a mistake to this guy, it's gone. And Mike Boddicker knows more about this than any of us. He says it does make a difference. Just the threat of having that. Because right now, if you're pitching against the Royals at Kauffman Stadium, if you make a mistake, you're going to get away with that. Some guy might line a double.
Might.
But guess what? The Royals aren't great at driving in runners in scoring position. So it's not going to go back to haunt you. Or if you hang a slider or something, there's a line drive single, he got me. But you can recover. You got to have at least a guy, someone, you'd like to have more than one, but somebody that'll make you pay. Or at least in the pitcher's mind, I can't F up against him.
Right. It's like, and this could happen,
The
3 or 4 times a game. Well, listen, if anybody gets on, then Cags is up. So, it's just like everything. Well, I can't let this guy get on, maybe make a little mistake, then he's on base, then he comes up. It's all interconnected.
You got to have a deep receiver to stretch the field.
And it's been pitiful, the offense this year. And the pitching staff deserves certainly better. I credit the Royals for trying to do things. Now, they could try to acquire another bat as well, a veteran bat.
Yes.
This shouldn't be the end of
We'll
things
talk
they're
about
trying
that.
to do.
We'll talk about that.
But
it's great news. It's very exciting. Positive energy.
something to look forward to.
Let's hope he makes a difference. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Let's check in with Pete Sweeney from Arrowhead Pride. What's up, Pete? How you doing?
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Jack Day.
Yeah. Big news across the parking lot.
Yeah, get on board.
Get on board.
Where did you go this weekend?
It was in Columbus for the Memorial Tournament.
So did you go to 3 days of golf? You made Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the golf?
Yeah, so we do one a year. We like the PGA Tour, me and my friends, so we do one a year where we leave Thursday night, obviously sometime during the NFL off season, and you go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm heading back now. Talking to you guys before I board, I got a coffee in hand and trying to be as fresh and ready for you as I can possibly be before a flight.
So what's the Memorial like compared to others? I mean, it's a little bit of a traditional place, right? It's not quite raucous like the Phoenix Open or something like that, but it's a fun affair, isn't it? Yeah,
it's obviously Jack Nicklaus. It's his course. He hosts it for charity and to remember all the fallen golfers passed away. It's pretty old school. I mean, they do allow cell phones unlike the Masters, but the scoreboards are all by hand, and just one of these courses that it's pretty cool to see in person. Very, very hilly, very tough, dog legs, so on and so forth. So I guess we should have all assumed that only Scotty Scheffler could possibly win, which is exactly how it played out.
Didn't they used to have the old rakes too? They still got the old rakes. They used to have the weird. They may have switched that. They used to have these old rakes to make it like back in the day or something in the bunkers. I don't know. Jack's got his deals.
It was a tough course. I mean, it's just based on the levels of having to climb up to the green, or sometimes it was steep the other way. I mean, I would have shot at 217 maybe on a good day. So.
Were you there at the end? Did you see the video? You probably weren't right there when Scotty Scheffler's wife handed him their baby, and he had a big poop stain on his back of his onesie after he won.
I was at 18 for the final, and I did smell something. Maybe it was within range. I didn't really catch that part. But it was cool, really cool event to be at. I got to admit, I would be open to going back for this one.
So you can't repeat, right? How many places have you guys been?
This was the third annual, so we've been working our way up. I think we're thinking about a major next year.
Which one?
British Open, probably. Just go.
I'm not really sure. Well, obviously not the Masters because you need to win that one. So probably the U.S. Open. I don't know.
By the way, it is. I put in for my Masters tickets yesterday. June 1 is the day the lottery opens. So I suggest, Stephen, you get on there and put yours in. Pete, you put yours in. Jake?
Yeah, I already have.
He's already put him in. We'll get Jake to the Masters. The one to remember, maybe?
I've been there and remembered.
You had to remember one?
Yeah.
Okay. Year one, though?
Year one, not so much, but that's the one that got rained out, and then I went in 2015.
Hey, listen to this clip. I just said to this, Jake. Play this clip from Jack Nicklaus, who he's talking about the quality of the field that Scotty Scheffler had to overcome to get his victory. Tell me what you think of this. I thought this was pretty interesting, even for someone that's not a huge follower of all the events. I saw this pop up in my timeline, and I thought this was. I wanted to play this for you and get your reaction to this. This is Jack Nicklaus yesterday.
Yeah, looking at the leaderboard today, he didn't have. I mean, Ben Griffin's a nice player. Sepp Straka is a nice player. Nick Taylor's a nice player. Those are all the guys that were there basically coming down the stretch. But he knows that those guys, are not in his league. Now, if he'd have had, I don't know who else it might have been, but if somebody else at the top, or Xander or somebody like that would have been there, he might have said, well, that might be a little tougher. I might have to do something. He didn't have to. And I think I've always I just asked Scotty if he watched the leaderboard. He says, yeah, I do. I said, well, I did too. I always watched the leaderboard and found out what my competition was. And I always felt like what level I had to play to fight that competition off. And sometimes you didn't have to fight it off because you knew they'd self-destruct. And so, So you just don't make dumb mistakes and play solid golf, and you win.
So everyone stinks? Jeez, Jack.
Scotty Scheffler's, the look on his face, like sitting next to him, was very uncomfortable. It's kind of funny. Do you agree with that, though?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there wasn't, murderer's row there, but you just play who's in front of you. That wasn't very nice of Jack to run everyone else down.
Well,
but
he did.
It's a truth teller.
Yeah, he do what he wants.
Yeah, it's his tournament, man.
Pete, did the rest of the field stink or what?
Analysis is spot on. I don't know if I would say it out loud. Like,
Well, he did into a microphone.
yeah, good for him. I guess when you're him, you could say that. There's a certain level of guys in every sport that can say whatever they want, seemingly. It's almost like a Michael Jordan level. So, yeah, I mean, it is true. When you look at some of the players, I mean, I'm a golf fan. I know a lot about it. He's right. I mean, those were tier 2 players that just happened to have a chance, and you kind of knew. They talk about closing in golf a lot. I mean, there was one closer at the top of the leaderboard, and it was the best one. And so there was really no chance. Shane Lowry was kind of flirting. Jordan Spieth was kind of flirting. Maybe if they got up, it would have been more interesting. But like I said, those guys are not, clear-cut winners. I know Griffin was coming off a win, but it's different, I think, in this type of like elevated tournament and field.
So, the Knicks.
Yeah.
Just wrap it up, sum it up.
How'd you take that one in? Sports bar in Columbus? Where were you?
We did. We found a sports bar in Columbus called Parlay. Pretty cool experience. They put the sound on during the game, and then they played music, pop music and such, during the commercials, which would have made for an even more fun experience if your team isn't getting blown out once again, as was happening to me. So pretty miserable ending. I think it all comes down to the disaster that happened in Game 1. I mean, this should have been something where the two teams are going back to New York, but just not the way that the ball bounced, quite literally, in that first game and on to next year. But pretty disappointing, and I expect the Thunder to, my goodness, I'm in an airport, by the way, if you can hear that. I expect the Thunder to sweep, yeah. So.
You're just saying that because you're sour?
Nah, you bet that sounds petty.
Yeah, that
Just
is.
being honest.
Well, hindsight being 2020, Knicks fans are ridiculous in how they acted after they beat the Celtics. They won the second round, and then they started putting players' names up on streets and celebrating like they won the championship.
I like how Jake's waiting to say this now.
Climbing light poles. I mean, yeah, like I said, hindsight being 2020, their actions after they beat the Celtics were utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what to say to that, other than when you defeat the defending champ.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point in time, you're like, okay, that's how you act after you win a championship.
Well, I mean, listen, it's been a long time since they made it to that level. 2 decades. People were excited. I didn't love the pillow video. I didn't think that was necessary, throwing pillows at the Pacers fan. But look, it was a fun run. Tough, because I thought this was a year that they would have a shot. In the finals even, but not to be. It's just sports for you.
Time to load them all back up. Just bring them all back, get it done. They're going to make a move.
The full run it back strategy, as we've learned in Kansas City, maybe isn't the right one exactly. So I'd like to see some shakeup. Just feels like they are missing just someone consistent. They keep making these deals, and you bring in Karl Anthony Towns, and man, when they're a good team when he's playing well, but when he doesn't play well, they're not a good team.
Now his teammates apparently are mad that he doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, because you sent 5 picks for Bridges. I don't know. It feels like this might have been your one shot to make a magical run here. I don't think this is a team like the Chiefs that's going to be built to keep going back to this round. So that adds to the disappointment for sure.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
I'm not giving up.
You should give
I'll be
up.
back. I'll be back.
Are you going to be back here in time for an OTA on Wednesday?
Oh yeah.
What are you looking forward
to
to for this OTA?
I think this is a record. I think it was been 18 minutes before the first football question. I think I'm looking to see some of the guys we didn't get a chance to see last week. I think one of the bigger stories that came out of last week, and it's you got to be reasonable about what's the big story in OTAs, is just how they're talking about Rashee Rice, and just they're basically saying that he's normal. We didn't have a chance to see that. it was a little confusing, right? Because you see that he's out, you're like, oh, he's rehabbing, but it wasn't that at all. I mean, he just was injured, or he just was sick, I should say.
Yeah.
Sick, yeah. So I think seeing him, potentially seeing Kelsey, and some of the other guys maybe that we didn't have a chance to see last week. Hollywood was among them, I think, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm hoping to see some of those guys.
Should be fun. Can't
Thank
wait.
you.
Love the OTAs.
Thank you, Pete. And safe travels home, all right?
All right, I'll see you guys when I get back.
All
That's Pete Sweeney.
You got to get your Masters lottery in. We'll sign you up for that next break because you could be our friend.
If I get it, can I give it to you?
Yeah.
Well,
There are some
would I have to
complications,
go?
but yes. Yeah, I think you can sell the tickets. But they do ask
No,
for your
you don't
Social Security number and all that stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't let you sit there and try to scam the system
I mean,
and
you
put
can
like
use
7
my name or
emails in.
whatever, but I don't want to go.
No, you
That's
don't
fine.
wanna go.
You don't have to go.
But could I?
You really should go though. If
Would
you
it?
had the
I
opportunity.
don't want to do that. Would you?
think you should.
Why?
It's a wonderful place.
But that's not something that I would enjoy. If I'm going to like spend money and time, I want to go somewhere that I like.
Oh.
I think you would enjoy it. I really do.
Don't give the side eye to Jake. Don't you like beautiful places?
Sure.
There you go. It's beautiful.
Right.
People
I know people that love
people
golf
are-
love it.
Well, just people are nice there. It's just it's a very, I mean, it's a throwback. It's like going back in time. Everybody's walking around and engaging. Like people aren't buried into their phones, and it's
I'd
just
hate
a
it then.
different. It's just a
You
different
just
place.
described something awful to me. I want to go somewhere buried in my phone.
Bury me in my phone.
No, man.
You know,
If I'm
you
going to
just
go
sign
to
up
this
for
morning
us,
event,
though.
I want to go to
You
a
sign up
fight or
and help your buddies out.
something like that. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can. If you could benefit from me signing up, count me in.
Well, let's do it next break.
Okay. Do I have to give my social security number?
Now you have to give your last 4 digits so you don't end up having. They have it set up to where you couldn't have 17 different, like Stephen
what
St.
if-
John at
but what if I
810
win?
one.
Then what happens?
No, then the tickets are yours. I don't think they're not asking for your social security number at the
Well,
gate.
I don't know. I haven't
It's
done
just
it.
And
the
they send you
sign-up
actually
thing.
the hard copy. Of the
Yeah, you get
tickets.
hard tickets.
So I mean, you can just hand them
Oh,
to Todd.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that for you guys.
They're lanyards.
I'll
I
do it for you.
never win, but I always try.
Yeah,
Watch, I'll
you
do it
haven't
and I'll
won
win.
yet. That's what you say, Todd.
That's right. Not
I'll
yet.
do it and I'll win.
You haven't
Yes.
won yet.
You're that guy.
I'll do it for you. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We'll talk to Matt Moore a little bit later about the NBA Finals coming up. They get right back to it Thursday.
Right on it.
Right back to basketball.
The Thunder series was supposed to probably still be going. We will have NBA Finals for you. We'll have Stanley Cup Finals for you in the evenings coming up here over the next, whatever. They're getting right after that one, too. It starts Wednesday. But we'll have all that stuff for you here on Sports Radio 810. Should be fun.
Former Major League pitcher Scott Carroll will be in the studio with us at 9:05.
Did you watch, by the way, KU and K-State's baseball seasons both ended this weekend. K-State did win a game, but then lost yesterday to Texas. And KU lost both of their two. But congrats to those teams for making the NCAA tournament. Some big upsets so far in college baseball. I was just running back through here.
Vanderbilt lost.
Vanderbilt lost. Texas lost. You know, the number 1 and 2 seeds.
Texas lost?
Yeah, they're out.
Who did they lose to?
UTSA or no, it was something like that. Yeah, it was one of the smaller schools. But they let me find that. Who beat them? Ping. Let's see. Yesterday, the bracket. You probably weren't watching, but I just happened to be
Texas
watching.
beat Kansas State.
They did, but then they had to
And then
win
they
again.
lost.
They had already lost.
Didn't
so.
Wright State beat Vanderbilt? Was
Yes.
it Wright State.
Yeah, Wright State is through. Texas lost to UTSA. Yeah.
Did that break your heart?
No, it didn't. It's Louisville is through.
Louisville.
So right now there's still 5 spots available in the super regionals, and there are 2 SEC teams in, or one SEC team. Only Arkansas and Auburn and Arkansas are in. So if Tennessee loses today, they're out. If Oklahoma loses today, they're out. If LSU loses today, they're out. That would be like wild if that ended up happening. Of course, they could all win, and there could be 5 more teams in there. But it's still pretty shocking that Vanderbilt and Texas were eliminated. So yesterday in the Women's College World Series, did you see the controversy in the game? It was an elimination game between UCLA and Tennessee. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Tennessee's winning, and a UCLA girl hits a home run. She runs around the bases, and she misses home plate. They're all there, and she steps and doesn't hit it. Her catcher on the UCLA team sees this and kind of pushes her back after the little bit of a celebration and has her touch home plate. Well, Tennessee complains. Apparently, you cannot aid someone into going back. There must have been at least a 10-minute review, which ended with the umpire saying the play is not reviewable. Dude, it was crazy.
So counted as a home run?
They counted as a home run. Now, Tennessee ended up winning the game, like in 2 extra innings or
was
something.
Was the ball over the wall?
Yes.
It's a home run.
Exactly. But this is these silly little things that happen.
You got to touch all the bases.
You got to touch all the bases, and it was hard to tell. I mean, she was, obviously her teammates were at the plate. That's one of the different things about softball. You don't see this in the major leagues. No one comes up and waits at home plate for your teammates to come.
Unless it's a walk-off.
Walk-off, and this was not a walk-off.
Right.
This was a tie ball game. But she just got a little excited and stepped over the plate, and it was
Tennessee has that pitcher that throws gas.
Yes,
right?
and she had thrown 142 pitches or something at this point anyway. But they ended up winning the game. But it was wild. So Tennessee moves on. They will play Texas today. They have to beat them twice. Oklahoma won. They'll have to play Texas Tech. Texas Tech, as you recall, has the girl from Topeka.
Mahomes was tweeting about them this weekend.
She's literally making $1 million to pitch at Texas Tech this year. Texas Tech had never made the Women's College World Series. They paid $1 million for a pitcher, and they're there, and they have won their first 2 games. And money well spent. She'd taken Stanford to the Women's College World Series for 2 years in a row. Now she's there with Tech, so that game will be a little bit later today. But it's wild stuff. It was like
that is awesome.
I never saw a review where they stood for 10 minutes and then they said, play's not reviewable. According to Appendix G, you got to get all the way down to Appendix G to say this is not reviewable on whether you touch the plate or not. Some angry people.
We will talk more Royals coming up. We're going to play a couple of clips from my trip to Omaha last week because Cags had the message for fans that were waiting to see him called up to Kansas City.
It's
Now
going to be a long wait, he said.
We can go back and revisit that and hear some of the things that he said.
By the way, that wasn't even a week ago.
No. Well, it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? And now it's, well.
Now it's
I
Monday.
didn't think it would be
that fast.
I didn't think it was going to be too long. I thought it would be another week.
Yeah. I was looking for like end of June maybe. Because we don't know this Super 2 date, but it's probably not today. It's generally
like
a little later.
It's like somewhere around the 7th to the 12th.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Randy also pointed out, is there a chance that the Royals have calculated this and it's earlier
Maybe
than we think?
it could be.
It's just not an exact date.
Yeah.
So
it's not like you lose a year of eligibility, though, right?
No.
It's just an arbitration.
more money.
Year.
And honestly, couldn't they extend him early anyways, and
Yes.
it would just make it irrelevant like
yes.
they did Bobby Witt Jr.?
Yes, sure.
Right. So
all those things.
that's
are
the hope,
available.
right? Don't have to worry about it.
Jack Caglione had a slash line of 322, 389, 593 over 50 games between AA and AAA. 15 home runs, tied for third among all minor leaguers. 118 total bases, tied for fifth. 64 hits, place him seventh. 6'5", 250 pounds. He's every bit of that. Be curious to see how the Royals incorporate him into the lineup and what position he plays. Expect some DH, first base, and some outfield. Now, he's a free swinger.
Mm-hmm.
He will swing the bat, and so could there be some struggles? Could there be some times when major league pitchers, are exploiting his aggressiveness? Sure, but I mean that it's who he is. It's what he is. It's what you drafted, and I think that he's certainly played well enough and hit well enough to deserve this call up. And on top of that, the Royals desperately need him. So
they need something.
Right. He's now the fourth member of the 2024 draft to reach the majors. Astros outfielder Cam Smith, A's first baseman Nick Kurtz, Angels right-hander Ryan Johnson. We'll take a break. Back into this on WHB.
I never could believe the way you are. Every day I bless the day that you got through to me. 'Cause baby, I believe that you're a star. Everyone's a winner, baby, that's the truth. That's the truth. Making love to you is such a thrill. Everyone's a winner, baby, that's no lie. That's no lie. You never fail to satisfy.